Oh, greetings, everyone. Hmm. Today was an interesting day. I'm going to give a couple of minutes and hope some people come on. Okay. I'm in my bed right now. I'm getting ready for bed. What time is it here? It's almost midnight. It's 12:44. So, yeah, it's almost midnight. I'm trying to see. How do I do this? Oh, okay. Trying to see my own channel from. Hmm. Greetings. If you're coming on, please say something. Say hello to me in the chat. Today was a very interesting day, and I wanted to come on here and kind of let everybody know what I've been up to. I've moved. Yay. No, not yet. I moved to another place. Not a bad thing, just a thing. I'm a lot happier with this space, which is good. The kitchen is more comfortable, so I will be able to cook, which is a good thing. So if you're on here, please say hello to me in the chat. Um, I don't do lives often, so I doubt I get a big audience. But if you happen to catch me, please say hello to me. Let me know where you're watching from. So today was a very interesting day. I got a couple of stories to tell you. I'll start with today and then I'll go backwards. So I'm going to the seamstress to pick up some outfits that I need for next week, which is kind of stressing me out because we're leaving and I'm going to be away and I need the outfits. And I was supposed to get them Friday. I fit them. They needed some adjusting. Come back Saturday, fit them again, and they still need some adjusting. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I may have to go back tomorrow. And well, not may have to. I gotta go back tomorrow. I gotta go back tomorrow and pick up these outfits. So I'm not happy about that. But they're working on it and I'm hoping that everything works out. One outfit I got. Hey Kwame, how you doing? You joined my live. Thank you. Oh my gosh, today was like crazy. So on my way back from the seamstress, first of all, these boat drivers, they got all kind of tricks. At least I think they're tricks. I'm not really 100% sure. But anyway, you pick a boat, it works like Uber, you see the price, you pick that price, and excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm tired because it's like midnight here. I don't know what time it is there, but it's midnight here. How is Africa treating me? Oh my gosh, Ghana is treating me well. But today, and this past week has been a little bit trying. I'm not gonna lie. I've been very emotional lately. I don't know what that's about. This country has me emotional. I don't know why, but I'm having a great time. You're well? Yay, I'm glad you're well. Um, are they letting you guys out of the country yet? We were supposed to be meeting up in Ghana and hanging out. Tell them to let you guys out of the country. Oh my goodness. So I went to the seamstress to get my outfits. They're not done in a nutshell. And on my way back to my place, these motorcycle drivers, they're constantly because there's a lot of traffic. So they're constantly weaving between the cars and they do it in such a manner that always looks kind of crazy to me. But they seem extremely skilled. But today, small street, we're going this way, there's a van coming this way. A motorcycle comes from behind our car, swerves out into the other lane and tries to get in front of me. They're rushing. As they swerve out, the van that's coming this way, it runs into that van. That man flew off the bike, and I didn't think our car was going to stop in time. I thought we were literally going to run over the man. So I'm in the car losing my mind. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I close my eyes and then I open, and, our cab stopped, but the man is off. He was actually thrown out of the way of the roadway, which is good, but not so good because that was far. And he's like on the side of the road. And I just lost it. I'm in the cab. I'm crying. I'm trying not to cry, but I'm crying. And I'm trying to wipe my face and hold it in, but I'm crying. So I'm like, oh my God, I did not want to see that. These bikes, these motorcycles, they take too many risks. And I know we have a lot of traffic here. There's a lot of traffic in Ghana, and the bikes like to weave in and out of traffic to get where they have to go. But not at the expense of your life, man. I thought he was dead. And I'm praying because, the cabbie, he stopped, he looked, but there were a lot of other people there to help this man out. Because it's not like it's an ambulance service here. They don't have like ambulances. So someone's going to have to get him and take him to a hospital to get him checked to make sure everything is okay. I just pray he's okay. But the cab brings me to my place, and, I'm like composing myself in the cab, and I'm okay. By the time I pay the man, I'm getting out. I feel okay, but as soon as the caretaker opens the gate, he sees me. He just happened to be outside. I don't know why. It was weird. Happened to be outside, and he sees his car pulling up. He's looking like, why is this car pulling up in the driveway? Then he realizes it's me. He's like, oh, hi. Oh my gosh, I get out the car, I pay. He comes to the door and I lose it again. And I'm like crying. He's looking at me like, what happened? What's the matter? He's concerned. And I'm like, I'm sorry. It's just I just saw this motorcycle. He just got hit by a van and he went flying. And it just shook me up. It just really shook me up. Even in England, these motorcycles drive like, yeah, man. Oh God. And they're usually just really, skilled, but it's still like very risky. But today, it was the worst. I did not want to see that. I'm sorry I'm yawning, but I'm tired. It's like 12 here, but I had to get on because this week has been like emotional week for me. So the video is coming out, but the video doesn't tell everything. This past week, it shows my, a little bit of, the trail and all this other stuff. But when was it? Wednesday. A sister that I was housing with, she made all the plans. We used Here is Ghana Tours. Here is Ghana Tours. They are amazing. 2 young guys, very reasonable rates, and they give really nice tours. So they took us for a tour. We did a tour up to the Volta, went to Akosombo Bridge. We went to the Monkey Sanctuary. We went to the Willie Falls, and we hiked up Mount. Let me say it right. Afajato. I think it's Afajato. Mount Afajato. I don't know what possessed me into the mindset of thinking that I could just go hiking. I know hiking can be challenging. Yes. But we start on our hike, and it starts off kind of gradual, and then it goes up a little bit, and then it goes up. And when we get to the part that it really starts to go up, I take a couple of steps and I look up. The north is nice. Yes, it is. I did enjoy the north. Tamale was very calm. I'm probably going to try to go back up there because we only went up there overnight, and we went to see the shea butter factory, and we kind of came back. But oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I'm just yawning and yawning. Boy, you know what it is too? I didn't eat today. And when I don't eat, that happens. And today was a whole nother thing. So I was moving from one place to another. Then I was waiting to go to the seamstress, and then back from the seamstress, and they hit in the car, and then I'm washing clothes. It was crazy. But so I didn't really, well, I did eat, but all I had was like some fried plantain and some pineapple. But I'm also very tired. But anyway, Wednesday, Mount Afajato. Afajato. So we went up to Mount Afajato, and I'm getting a little bit ways up, and I'm like, we just started, and maybe a couple of minutes in, I'm like, I look up and I see the incline, and then I look down and I see the incline, and I'm not the way I used to be. I was very, very, physically fit. I did martial arts. I ran track. I did, aerobics. I taught aerobics. But after I had children, I haven't done much exercise like that. So, and I'm of an older persuasion, and, my knees don't work the way they used to. But I still, felt like I can do it. But after I got up maybe 2 minutes into the walk, and I was like, wow, because I looked up and the incline got really steep. And I turned around and looked back and I saw the incline down. And I was like, even if I get up, I'm going to have a hard time getting down. So I looked and I looked up and I looked at the tour guide, and I was like, I don't think I should do this. Tallest mountain in Ghana. Yeah, that's what I hear. It's the tallest natural mountain in Ghana. There are some places that are a bit taller, but they're not natural mountains. They say it's like land on top of land. Um, I don't really know what that means. I guess it's like two mountains that kind of somehow formed on top of each other, but it's not a singular mountain. But Afajato is a singular mountain. So I'm looking up, I looked at my tour guide maybe like 2, 3 minutes into it. I was like, I don't think I should do this. And he's like, come on, it's okay. You can do it. Mind you, I have on my Honor Your Ancestors t-shirt. He says, your ancestors want, he's using my t-shirt against me. Your ancestors want you to go up the hill. And I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. So I'm going again a little bit more. And I'm getting a little tired. I'm like, wow, this is really challenging. And then I turned around and I looked back down. I was like, whoa, that's a steep incline going back down. And I know going up is challenging, but the whole time in the back of my head, I'm like, getting back down is going to be very interesting because my knees. So I look at him again and I was like, maybe I'll just kind of wait here. And he said, no, we can't leave you on the mountain. You got to keep going. And I was like, okay. So I'm going a little further, and I'm like really feeling winded. So I'm like, whew, I'm tired. And I was like, you know what? I think this is going to be it for me. I think I'm just going to stop here. I'm not going to go any further. I turned around and looked down. I was like, whoa, don't look down. That is scary because now I'm further up into the mountain. I was like, yo, that's kind of scary. Don't look down. I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait. And then it started to rain a little bit. So we was concerned a little bit, like, because if we got rain, it really would be dangerous because it gets slippery and that wouldn't be a good thing. So they were saying if it had rained, they definitely would have turned us around and took us back down. But it was me. We had two tour guides, and then we had a guide for the mountain. So any people who take us up there, there's a guy that goes up and down. Mind you, he was hiking in flip-flops. Flip-flops. I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's flying. So the person that I was housing with, she's like ahead of me because she's moving a lot faster. So, and one of the tour guides went up and the other tour guide was me. So it was me and just one tour guide. We were together and everybody else was like further ahead of us. So I was like, no, I can just kind of wait out, hang out here, let y'all go up and come. He says, no, I can't do that. I can't leave you. He says, come on, you can do it. It's okay. It's just a little bit further. So I'm going. Then we get to this port and maybe it's about halfway and you can turn and you can see like, it was almost like a vista, I guess, because you can see through the trees and you can see like down the mountain. And it was such a beautiful sight. And I'm like, yo, I was tired. They should consider your age. Yes. They should have considered my age. I should have considered my age. But he kept encouraging me, and I was like, okay, maybe I can do it. Okay, maybe I can do it. I was halfway, I was tired, and I was like, I think I should turn around. He was like, you honor your ancestors. You can do it. It's okay. You can make it. It's okay. You can do it. You can't give up now. Honor your ancestors. Your ancestors want you to do it. My big honor your ancestors t-shirt that I had on. So he was really using that against me. So I was like, oh, maybe I can go a little further. So I'm going a little further. And then he sends out like this hooting noise. He wanted to see if they were, ahead of us. Because we was hearing noise, but we wasn't sure if it was them, the rest of my group in front of us. And we were hearing something, but they weren't really answering his call. He was like calling out, but they didn't answer. So we going. And then I'm sure we hear noises. So then we realize there's people that were already on the mountain. They were coming down. So they're coming down. And, and I kind of, stepped to the side. I let them come out as a Ghanaian sister and some other people. And she says, oh, you can do it. Ghanaians are very encouraging. You can do it. It's not that much further. You can do it. Keep going. The view is worth it. And I'm like, oh, it's not that much further. So we're going. And he's like, you're almost there. You can do it. And I'm struggling. I'm going up the hill. And I turn around. I'm like, oh, God, don't look behind you. Just keep looking ahead. Because if I look behind me, I'm going to freak out. Because behind me was not looking good. It was kind of scary. So I'm going up. And he's like, for a good 30 minutes. Oh, you're almost there. Then we go a little further. You're almost there. We go a little further. You're almost. I said, you've been saying that for the past 30 minutes and we ain't there yet. I was like, you tell me we're almost there. We don't get there. He's like, your ancestors will be proud of you. You can do it. Man, when we got to the top of that daggone mountain, I was so tired. And I had a long sleeve shirt on. I wore a long sleeve shirt because, mosquitoes and branches and stuff. I thought it would be better for me to have long sleeves. I don't have to worry about bugs and mosquitoes and branches and all this other stuff, scrapes and scraps. So we finally get to the top of the mountain. He was telling me we're almost there for a good 30 minutes. I'm like, that's not almost there. Because I was moving slow. So 30 more minutes, I'm like, look. We get to the top of the, it really was a beautiful view. Oh my gosh. So I have some video of the view. It's coming out during the week. So you guys got to keep watching the channel. Oh, I get to the top. We take our pictures. We take some video. It's beautiful up there. All I wanted was a bed at that point. I was wishing there was a camping site at the top. I could sleep and go down the next day. So they're taking pictures. And then I'm realizing, it's kind of late because we started off, I think it was like 2:30. I don't know what time I got to the top of the mountain, but we started off to go up at 2:30. And it took me a while to get up there. And now I'm starting to concern myself. I'm like, we need to go because you know what? It's going to be getting dark soon. They're taking pictures. And I was like, maybe we should go because it's going to get dark. I seem to be the only one concerned about the dark. No one else seems to be concerned. So the guy that took all of us up there, he's sitting and he's looking, and the look on his face is like, y'all need to get to moving. That's the look that I see on his face. And I'm looking at the tour guides. I'm looking at my friend. I'm like, maybe we should go. I said, maybe I'll start and I'll go first and y'all can meet me, on the way back down. They're taking the pictures and then finally we start, to go back down. I took pictures. I took videos. They took pictures. We had a good time at the top. We start to, go back down eventually. And we're going down and we're going down. And on the way up, he broke me off like a walking stick. So I was using that on my way up. If you're coming on, please say hello in the chat. Let me know who you are and where you're watching from. I'm talking about this week. Oh my gosh. So we're on our way back down. We're descending. And on the way up, he gave me a short walking stick. It was a small one. But on the way back down, it was helpful. But I think the guy that took us up there realized that I needed something taller. So we're going down, and I'm moving even slower than when I went up. At least I felt like I was moving slower. And I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be a problem. So I'm going down, and I have some knee issues. So going down is actually harder than going up. It's harder on my knees. It feels good as far as strenuous wise. Well, in the beginning, it felt good strenuous wise because I had more energy. But on my knees, I was like, oh, so I had to use my arm strength a lot to help me down because my knees weren't as strong. So I'm going down, and the guy that's with me, he looks and he keeps walking in his flip flops, just like he's up and down this mountain with flip flops. He picks up this stick and he's just walking ahead of me. He's breaking. I'm like, what is he doing? He's walking and walking. He's breaking and breaking this stick, and he's walking and walking. I'm like, what is he doing with that stick? Then he puts the stick by the tree. Then he turns around and he says, he points to the stick like, get this stick, lady. I'm like, oh, that's for me. I'm like, okay, thank you. And thank God he broke off that stick. It was a taller stick, so it gave me, I had 2 walking sticks on my way back down, and it really did help out a lot. Thank goodness, because I'd have been moving real, even slower than I already was. So he saw that I needed an extra, stick to get down the hill, and I pretty much was just using my right leg to go down, using my right leg because that was the stronger leg, and my left knee is the knee that can bend better. So I'm stepping down the hill mostly with my right leg. So I'm going down and going down. I'm using my legs, using my arms a lot. And this time, both of my tour guides were behind me, and only the guide for the mountain was with my girlfriend. And they had gotten we were together at first, and then they moved a little faster. And both of the tour guides were behind me, and they're watching me. And I think now they're concerned because he's watching me. He's like, you're tired, aren't you? I was like, yeah, I'm really tired. My poor little legs were shaking. My little arms were shaking. He says, yeah, I could see. And I'm like, okay, yeah, don't worry. I'm okay. Inside, I'm like, oh my God, I am tired. My little legs were in pain. They were shaking. My arms were in pain. My hands hurt because I'm holding onto these sticks and I'm using them to balance and get down the hill. And I'm like, I'm looking and I'm like, it's getting dark. I'm like, oh my God, we are not going to get out this mountain before it gets dark. I was like, I don't think we're going to make it. So we're going down. And then I looked down the mountain. I was, most of the time just looking at the next step in front of me. And then I looked up and looked down the mountain, and oh my God, that was the most scariest view. I was like, oh my God, why did I look down the mountain? Don't look down the mountain. Look at the step in front of you. I looked up and looked down the mountain, and all of this fear came over me. I thought I was going to cry. I was like, oh my gosh, why did I look down the mountain? Don't look down the mountain. Look at the step in front of you. Just take the next step. Don't look down the mountain. Just take the next step. And then I could feel like tears about to well up in my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, why did I think I could do this? What is wrong with me? Why did I do this? And now I'm trying to go down the mountain. It's starting to get dark. I'm really, really tired. My legs are shaking and I'm scared shitless. I have never been so scared. And I'm not a scary person. But I don't know what happened this week. Every little thing has been scaring me. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Every little thing scaring me. So I'm just like emotional. I'm like this like emotional bag. So I'm on this mountain. I'm trying to get down. I'm like, don't you dare start to cry. You better not start crying. So I'm like holding back tears, and I'm telling myself, don't look down the mountain. Look at the next step. Just look at the next step and keep taking one step at a time. Just look at the step. The next step that you have to take, and the next step you have to take. So I'm like self-talking to myself, trying to stop myself from crying because I wanted to just sit down and have somebody carry me. And that wasn't going to happen. Nobody was carrying me down the hill. I had to get down the hill myself. Oh my God. I had never had something so challenging in my life. I will never do another hiking trip. Never. I can say I did it. They was like, would you go back up again? Never. Oh my gosh. So before we get down, of course, what happens? Darkness falls. So we're in the mountains in the pitch blackness. We're going down the mountain. So we got our phone, the little torch lights of the phone, and we're going down the mountain. My two sticks, and he's holding one light, the other one is holding his phone light, and we're going down. And we're inching along, inching along. But we make it down. But before we get down, we could see like another guy after he got my girlfriend, I guess, all the way down. He comes back with a light because I don't know if he knew we had a light. So he comes back. He was coming back and he met us and he had a light in his hand. So then we had three lights. Oh my God. And we finally get down to the bottom and we're on flat ground. I was like, never again. Never again. I don't know what possessed me to think I could climb up that mountain and I was going to be okay. Well, I was okay, but I never do it again. Never. Mm-mm. They were like, if you paid you $1 million, I was like, nope. They said, no, if they paid you. I said, nope. Would never do it again. Never. I was done. I was too done. Glad I did it. Glad I didn't give up. But I don't know what possessed me to think that that wasn't going to be as strenuous as it was. Anyway, I got down the hill. So this week was just like crazy between that hill and then this motorcycle ride. I was like, what is wrong with these motorcycles? Just crying and boohooing all over the place. But we also went to Willie Falls, and that was really nice. I got a video of that too. You're going to like that video. That was really nice. And the video did not do the view any justice on that mountain, I tell you. You're going to see the video. It's going to be nice, but it doesn't do it justice. Being there is, and I could understand, I think, why he was like encouraging me because he had been up and down that mountain just that past weekend. They had went up the mountain the past weekend and they're going up again. I was like, oh, young people. Woo, nope, never again, not me. Even my housemate was like, I'll go up again. Yeah, I'll do it again. I was like, hell no. I never do that again. I am done. Been there, done that, not doing it again. But it was good. It was good. I made it up. I made it back down in one piece. Scared, trying to hold back tears, tired as all heck, but I made it. So yeah, that was a good tour. It was a really good tour. It was a lot we did in that one tour. So we stopped on Arkansas Bridge, which we just took pictures there and drove over it. But then we went on a boat ride also, and we went under the bridge and went on a nice little boat ride in Volta Lake. So that was nice too. Here is Ghana Tours. Y'all got to check them out. I think I'm gonna add them in the description below this live. They're really good. They're on TripAdvisor, so you can check them out and have very reasonable rates. Very reasonable rates. They're not gonna, try to take every last dime you got on one tour. Um, yep. So that was my week. I had to get on here and talk about it because it was just, oh man, I had to channel those ancestors getting down that hill. I was like, look, they had ancestors that was trying to get out of slavery and they had to go through all kind of woods. Who knows what kind of trails they had to go on. They probably didn't even have shoes. And I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. You better get down that hill and don't you dare start crying. I had to talk myself up. Oh my gosh. But if you ever had to do anything extremely challenging, let me know about it. Tell me about it. But it was good. It's good to be able to face something really challenging and overcome it, but at the same time, kind of knowing your limits is good too. But pushing beyond your limits can be also a good thing, but just not too much. Yeah, just not too much. But I'm glad I went and I'm glad I did it. I'm not upset, not angry. But I'll never do it again. I'll tell you that much. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm staying in Achimota now, and the area is closer to like mall area, which is gonna be new. So I'll start walking around this area and letting you know what this area is about, and you'll get to see some of what's around here. And I'm going to be trying to, of course, learning how to travel from this area to all the other areas that I've been to using the Chocho and not just, taking cabs because that can get too daggone expensive. Can't be taking cabs all the way. You got to learn how to ride the Chocho and get around. But that's pretty much all I had to tell you. But I just wanted to let everybody know that got a couple of videos coming out from this past couple of days that should be very interesting. Um, and I'll probably wait. What does that say? You will remember the mountain for the rest. I sure enough will. I'll never forget that mountain. And it was so funny because the very next day when we went to Belief Falls, you have to go through a trail, not a mountain, just a flat trail. And I was having flashbacks, man. I was like, look, we in the woods. And oh my God, I was having flashbacks. I really was having flashbacks. It was a trip. I was like, ooh, I'm traumatized. I'm traumatized. I won't even do a slight hike. I'm like, no, I don't want to see no hills. Please, no hills. I will definitely remember that for the rest of my life. Oh my God. I called my mama that night. I was like, Mommy, I'm in pain. Oh man, when I got back to the hotel, it was two people sitting at the hotel looking at me because I could barely walk. I was in so much pain. I'm still very sore. It hurts to like walk and like stand up and sit down. But I got back to that hotel. It was two people from the Netherlands sitting there, and we're full of dirt because we all in the dirt. And they're looking at us like, "What did y'all do?" And I was like, "We went on a hike." And they're like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm gonna be, but no, I'm in pain." I took off my shoes. I went to my room. And they were like, "Oh, oh my God!" I was in so much pain. Mm-mm-mm. And still in pain. Standing is not easy. Sitting is even worse. But I'll get over it. I'm going to try to find some Epsom salt and just rub them into my muscles. I know that that actually does help. I don't know if they have it here or not, but I'm going to look for it and see if I can find it. But I just wanted to hop on real quick and tell everybody my story because that was crazy. And oh my Lord. But I got to say, I have no regrets. I really don't. I have no regrets. I'm glad I did it. Will not do it again, but I'm glad that I like took the challenge, faced it, and was able to like because I don't think I've ever done anything that made me that scared before. And I was like, well, I was really like, whoa, I don't know if I'm gonna do this. When I was going back down, I really was like, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to get down this damn mountain. But I had no choice. It's like you can't stay here. You kind of got to go. So yeah, that was very scary. So, but it's good to be able to conquer your fears, get over the challenge, and keep it moving. And know that even when other things that you face that you can overcome, it is possible. But thanks for joining me on my live, Kwame. Talk to that country of yours and tell them to let you leave. We gotta meet up. But if not, there's always next year. Next year. Plus, they're making kind of made some new regulations to come into the country. Like you have to get your test from a lab that's like registered with this. It's some craziness. But oh, you're part of Sankofa. You gotta look at the thing from Sankofa, the video that she put out. She explains like they have to be registered. The offices that give you the COVID test when you're leaving your country has to be registered with a specific type of lab or something, and so that you can. So that you laughing at me, so that you can, so that they can curb the. There's been a lot of fraudulent tests that they've been getting. I guess that's what they're saying. They've been getting a lot of fraudulent tests. So to kind of combat against that, they asking that the labs register with this company or with something, register with something to make it more, to make sure that they're not getting fraudulent tests. So that's like a whole nother step. And they're just really making it, they're trying to really make it difficult to travel right now. And I know they're helping out, they want to help out the citizens. They don't want people, doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing to get into the country and to leave. But it's just really making it difficult. So there's like an extra step that you actually have to go through now to get into Ghana. But what are you gonna do? Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Look forward to the videos from this past tour that I did. It's about 4 different videos that's gonna be coming out. So and check out Here is Ghana Tours. They have an Instagram page too. Here is Ghana Tours on Instagram. On Instagram, that is have an outline of all the different tours that they do. So yes, if you're coming to Ghana, you got to check them out. Really good. But not going to Mount Afajato. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Afajato or Afajato. I don't know if I'm putting the accent in the right place. But yeah, it was really nice view up top. It really, really is a nice view. And you can see Togo. You could definitely see Togo. So thank you guys for joining me today on my little live. I'm going to try to go live a little more often, but we'll see. Sometimes I just don't feel like it because I'll be all over the place running around. And I ain't got my fruit right now. I like to eat my fruit when I'm on my live. But no fruit, but I'll have my fruit tomorrow because I got some watermelon chilling in the fridge. My favorite watermelon. And I have some pineapple too. Ripening on the counter. And I'll put that one in the fridge for the next day. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next live. Bye.